I now pass to my son, William, daughter-in-law, is made all the greater. We need nothing short of a paradigm shift, one that inspires action at revolutionary levels and pace.
The royal family has long stood as a pillar of tradition, duty, and quiet endurance. But a recent revelation from King Charles III has sent tremors through the halls of Buckingham Palace, an announcement so momentous that it left Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, in tears. Not tears of grief, but of solemn awe at the immense responsibilities they've been asked to bear. The catalyst? King Charles's last will and testament, a document meticulously composed, not merely to reflect his legacy, but to safeguard the monarchy's future. Within its pages lie decisions that few saw coming, decisions that now redefine the very roles of the Prince and Princess of Wales. So what, exactly, did the king decree? And why has it moved his heirs so deeply? Join us as we unpack this unprecedented royal moment, and don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below. Your insight helps us illuminate the ever-evolving story of the crown. The news surfaced quietly, as royal revelations so often do, but its aftershocks were immediate and far-reaching. At 76, and facing an ongoing battle with an undisclosed form of cancer since February 2024, King Charles has approached his reign with both urgency and vision. Unlike his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, whose record-breaking 70-year reign embodied steadfast tradition, Charles has always leaned into reform, determined to modernize the monarchy without unraveling its sacred threads. His will, however, goes far beyond symbolic gestures or subtle restructuring. It's nothing short of a strategic roadmap and intentional blueprint for the future. This document, insiders say, was finalized after months of introspection and confidential discussions with close advisors. It's the culmination of a monarch deeply attuned to the pressures of succession and acutely aware of the world his heirs will inherit. At the core of the will lies a bold recalibration of power, one that places enormous, even historic, responsibility in the hands of William and Catherine. This is more than a gesture, it's a declaration of faith. Though Prince William's path to the throne has never been in question, the will reportedly expands his duties far beyond the expected. In addition to managing the Duchy of Cornwall, an estate he's overseen since 2022, William has now been entrusted with stewardship over the royal collection itself, an immense archive of paintings, jewels, and historic treasures held in trust for the nation. Royal experts view this as a seismic move, reflecting Charles's belief that William possesses both the reverence and the forward-thinking vision needed to preserve this cultural inheritance while introducing it to a new generation. Transparency, access, and digital innovation, these may now become royal priorities. For Catherine, the impact of the will is equally transformative. Known for her quiet strength, unwavering grace, and devotion to causes such as mental health, awareness, and early childhood development, she has now been assigned a role that could fundamentally reshape what it means to be queen consort. According to those close to the palace, the king's will designates Catherine as a global ambassador for the monarchy. In this capacity, she would not merely attend engagements or represent Britain abroad, she would lead diplomatic missions, foster international partnerships, and serve as the crown's voice on the world stage. This is no ceremonial appointment. It redefines Catherine's standing within the institution and amplifies her influence far beyond palace walls. It positions her at the intersection of history and modernity, asking her to be both guardian of tradition and emblem of progress. In a world where the relevance of monarchy is constantly questioned, Catherine is being asked to embody its future. The magnitude of this trust was not lost on the couple. According to Palace aides, the moment William and Catherine sat down to read the contents of the will together was deeply emotional. In the quiet privacy of that meeting, they were reportedly overcome with tears, not out of fear or pressure, but because they felt the weight of Charles's belief in them. It was more than a passing of duties. It was a passing of purpose. But why such a deeply emotional reaction? To truly understand, we must look beyond the titles and protocols, and to the profoundly personal bond between King Charles, Prince William, and Catherine. Their relationship is not defined merely by hierarchy or succession. It is built on shared values, mutual admiration, and a deep familial love that transcends duty. William has long expressed reverence for his father's lifelong dedication to environmental advocacy and philanthropy, values that have become pillars of his own approach to royal service. In a candid moment from a 2022 documentary, William reflected on his future as Duke of Cornwall, saying, "I've started to think about how I will inherit the duchy one day, and what I'll do with it. I think it's really important, the family angle. I really do." His sincerity moved Charles to tears. "It reduced me to tears," the king later admitted, touched not only by the words but by the legacy being embraced. That mutual respect has only deepened in recent years, especially as Charles faces his health battles. In these challenging times, he has increasingly leaned on William and Catherine not just as heirs, but as the emotional and strategic bedrock of the monarchy's future. Catherine's bond with Charles is no less poignant. Over the years, she has quietly earned his admiration. not through grand gestures, but through her innate ability to connect. Whether mingling with wounded veterans at a charity event or engaging foreign dignitaries at a state banquet, Catherine embodies a blend of warmth and dignity that resonates far and wide. Her work with the Royal Foundation, particularly projects like the Ranger Service on the Isle of Mulhaz, left a strong impression on the king. He sees in her a modern royal, capable of carrying the institution into a new age with grace and grit. Her designation as a global ambassador in the king's will is more than ceremonial, it's a profound expression of trust. But it also propels Catherine into uncharted waters. Unlike her predecessors, who often played supporting roles, she is being asked to wield soft power on an international scale. It is a calling that both humbles and daunts her, reflecting the immense expectations now placed upon her shoulders. Though the full contents of the will remain closely guarded, its broad strokes have already stirred a storm of speculation. Insiders suggest that Charles's vision includes streamlining the monarchy, reducing the number of working royals, and consolidating responsibilities around a core leadership team anchored by William and Catherine. This aligns with the king's long-standing vision of a slimmed-down monarchy, efficient, focused, and in step with modern sensibilities. Financial reforms are also rumored to be part of the plan. Charles is said to have allocated significant resources to bolster the couple's charitable initiatives, ensuring that their passions, mental health, environmental conservation, early childhood remain front and center in the royal mission. These reforms, while progressive, underscore just how expansive and demanding the roles of William and Catherine have become. They must now navigate the tightrope of honoring centuries-old tradition while leading the monarchy into an evolving world. The public's response has been a mixture of intrigue, admiration, and empathy. On platforms like X, formerly Twitter, users praised the king's foresight. One post read, "Charles is setting up William and Kate to lead a modern monarchy, but it's a huge burden. No wonder they're emotional." Others focused on Catherine's new title, viewing it as a natural evolution. "Kate as a global ambassador makes perfect sense," wrote another. "She's relatable, poised, and effortlessly diplomatic." These sentiments reflect a broader public perception of a couple not only prepared to lead, but deeply human in how they shouldered the responsibility. William and Catherine are seen not as untouchable royals, but as figures who feel, who falter, and who rise nonetheless. Behind palace walls, the will's announcement has also stirred quiet reflection. Family members, courtiers, and confidants alike are reassessing the monarchy's path forward, not in fear, but in thoughtful anticipation. The torch has not just been passed, it has been entrusted with hope, with faith, and with the quiet certainty that William and Catherine are ready. William and Catherine have always placed their children Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis at the heart of their world. Despite their royal titles, they've worked diligently to give their children a life rooted in normalcy. That mission, however, now stands at a crossroads. With the weighty responsibilities outlined in King Charles's will, their public roles are set to intensify, raising a profound question: how will they protect their young family from the unforgiving glare of global scrutiny? Insiders say the couple remains steadfast in their resolve. Catherine is still regularly spotted at school drop-offs, her presence steady and unassuming. William, meanwhile, continues to coach George's football matches, cheering from the sidelines. Like any proud father, this fierce commitment to hands-on parenting have been, as the demands of monarchy mounties, precisely what makes their emotional reaction to Charles's will so deeply relatable. At their core, they are not just future king and queen. They are parents, walking a tightrope between duty and devotion, preparing their children and themselves for a future as daunting as it is inspiring. The will also offers a window into Charles's broader vision for the monarchy's place in a world that is evolving fast. Though his reign may be shorter than his mother's, it has been marked by a desire to engage with modern challenges head-on, from climate change to inequality. By assigning William and Catherine roles focused on cultural stewardship and international diplomacy, he is underscoring a pivotal truth. For the monarchy to survive, it must adapt. It must lead, but evolution is never easy, and the risks are real. William and Catherine will undoubtedly face heightened scrutiny as they implement these reforms, especially in a media landscape known for its relentless and often unforgiving gaze, yet their past speaks volumes. William's commitment through the Earthshot Prize has placed climate innovation on the global agenda. Catherine's tireless advocacy for mental health has reshaped how the crown engages with emotional well-being. These are not royals clinging to tradition. They are changemakers with a track record and a vision. One of the most intimate revelations within the will is what it tells us about Charles himself. In his fight with cancer, he has faced his own mortality in a way few monarchs have, and, rather than retreat, he has chosen to act to shape his legacy with intention and grace. His decision to share the contents of his will privately with William and Catherine, rather than through official channels, marks a break from royal precedent. In centuries past, heirs often learned of their roles only after the monarch had passed, left to interpret the future through the shadow of the past. Not so this time. Charles's transparency is a reflection of trust. a father preparing his son and daughter-in-law, not just for titles, but for the weight of real leadership. Royal historians have called it revolutionary, a deliberate choice to dismantle the secrecy that has so often shrouded succession. It is Charles's way of saying, I see you, I trust you, and I am preparing you. As William and Catherine begin to absorb the enormity of the future laid out before them, even their public appearances carry new meaning. At a recent commemoration marking the 80th anniversary of VE Day, the couple stood alongside Charles and Queen Camilla at Westminster Abbey. Their faces were solemn, their presence steady. Observers noted a quiet strength in their composure, subtle shift, as if the roles imagined in the king's will were already being rehearsed in real time. Catherine, in particular, radiated a quiet command. Later that day, she hosted veterans at a Buckingham Palace tea party, her warmth never forced, her empathy palpable. In moments like these, small, intimate, yet deeply symbolic, we see the shape of things to come. A couple stepping into history, not with grandeur, but with grace. So what lies ahead? While the directives within the will may not fully take effect until Charles's passing, the preparation has already begun. William is reportedly in consultation with curators and cultural experts to assume stewardship of the royal collection, a role that places him at the helm of Britain's artistic heritage. Catherine, meanwhile, is sharpening her diplomatic instincts through engagements like her recent visit to the Isle of Mull, learning, listening, and building the relationships she one day need to lead on the world stage. Both are surrounded by a close-knit team of trusted aides, loyal confidants who have served the royal family across decades and transitions. Together, they form a quiet circle of support, guiding William and Catherine as they walk the delicate path between the life they knew and the destiny that now awaits. Asterisk.